You ever see a fine ass woman at the gym, at the coffee shop, maybe at the club, and you want to go up to her, but your chest tightens up, your stomach drops, you feel fucking frozen in place, your hands start shaking, and you start to like wonder to yourself, like, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, why do I feel like this? Like she's just a woman. Like I've talked to women before, but why do I feel like this? I've gone through the exact same fucking thing. um, it's a horrible sensation, of knowing that you could go up and talk to people, but when it's time to approach a woman that you're really interested in, it's fucking horrible. It's like one of the worst feelings in the fucking world, and it really begins to fuck with you mentally because you're like, bruh, it's not like I don't know how to talk to people because that's ridiculous. Like, why the fuck can I get myself to do this? Like, it's very simple. You just go up, maybe use a cheesy pickup line, and you fucking talk. Like, there's nothing more to it. Like, you know, the truth is, you're afraid of the exposure. You're afraid of going up to that woman, and being exposed. You're you might think to yourself, nah, I don't really feel like I care about what she thinks. But then your body tenses up when you're gonna go approach a woman. So what's true? Do you care or do you not care? The truth is, you do care. You are afraid. But you see, to protect your ego, you don't actually sit with that thought. You don't actually sit with, oh shit, I actually am afraid of what a stranger's gonna think of me, of what this woman is gonna think of me. Which is why, like, you find yourself freezing up. Your body doesn't lie to you. It puts you in it freezes up because it perceives you're in a threat. It puts you in fight or flight. If you weren't afraid of approaching, you would be able to approach without hesitation. So when you really like evaluate yourself, why you can't get yourself to cold approach a woman, it is because you're afraid. You're afraid of the exposure. You're afraid of putting yourself out there. You're afraid of the judgment. You don't know how she's going to react. Then you're afraid of the rejection. What if she says no? What does that say about me? Does that mean I'm not good enough? You're afraid of shit. I know I was afraid of this. What if she says yes? And now I gotta go on a date? Do I even trust myself enough to be able to lead this date with this woman? These are all things that we go through as men that want to approach women, but nobody really talks about it, you know? And it's such a shame because a lot of us, we speak from the perspective of just go do it, it's not fucking hard. And that's not true at all. Cold approaching women is a fucking bitch. Like, it's fucking hard. To me, it's one of the hardest things I've ever done. I've ran a business, and cold approaching is harder than running a fucking business. For me, and I'll tell you why. Because I didn't grow up socially expressive like maybe other men did. I didn't grow up comfortable talking with strangers, comfortable talking with hot strangers. That's the real fucking issue. You know what I grew up with? I grew up with staying in my own world, staying comfortable, not talking to strangers because I was taught you shouldn't interact with strangers, you know. Not only that, we're in a, if you're in America, we're in a society that promotes don't make women uncomfortable. See, at least men back then had more edge, but now we're in a position where you go on social media and you're looking, oh, this guy, he cold approached me and he made me uncomfortable. And, and then that puts it in the minds of men of, oh shit, if I go up to her, I'm a fucking creep. Fuck, I'd rather not do it at all because I don't even want the problems. And it's like we take those experiences, those negative experiences, and use them as coping mechanisms of why we don't do the shit that we say we want to do, which is approach fucking women and have baddies, take opportunities that we want to take. The moment I finally overcame approach anxiety was recently. I've been approaching consistently for 1 year and 4 months now, almost 1.5 years. And it was recently, about maybe like 2 months ago or a month ago, where I finally overcame that anxiety. I'm not saying that it's not there, because it does show up. But what I mean by overcome it is that I don't let it stop me from approaching. It doesn't feel like such a heavy thing anymore. I've normalized it. So I was sitting in a coffee shop, and there was this fine ass redhead. I'm not really even into redheads like that, but for whatever reason this day I was, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there and I'm like I'm feeling all the pressure in my forearms. Like, I don't know if y'all been through this, but my forearms started to get tight. I was like overthinking. I was like, all right, bro, like, what should I say? I was like, oh fuck, there's a fuck ton of people around. Like, I don't want to say anything. Like, I don't want the staff at the coffee shop to see me, because I've been kicked out of a fucking coffee shop for approaching before. That's a story for another day, but it's happened, And I'm like, I'm sitting there, and it finally hit me, the moment. Because action creates clarity, action creates conviction, not the other way around. I said to myself, wait, why am I tripping? It's not like I approach like I'm some fucking creepo and like just go up and be like, damn, you fucking fine as fuck, you fucking this, you fucking that. I was like, I'm really respectful when I approach. Like, yes, I have game, I'm smooth, but that comes from me being honest. It doesn't come from me trying to have a pickup line and shit. You know what I mean? And I was thinking to myself, like, if I got kicked out of this coffee shop for approaching a woman, for making her uncomfortable, despite giving her a compliment and talking to her and giving her the opportunity, really, because we're like, let's have some fucking pride. We're giving these women these opportunity to get to know us, and we're creating a moment for us to get to know them. So it's a two-way transaction. We both win. If she like me and I like her, we both win, So as I was sitting there, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking do it. So as I'm about to leave, I go up to her, and I'm literally like, excuse me, I just thought you were really cute, and I had to come over and say hi to you. Boom. Held the eye contact, said it right there. She just looked up and was like, oh, I appreciate that a lot. I have a boyfriend. Okay, boom. Thank you. Take it as a compliment then. You have a good one. And I left. But I didn't let my anxiety in that moment, my overthinking, stop me. Because before that, there would be moments where I would stop myself because I was just overthinking too much, and I couldn't handle the pressure that I was putting on myself to actually do the approach. It was much easier to avoid it than to actually go execute it. And the way I would avoid it would be like, nah, I'll just do the next one, knowing damn well I'm not gonna do the next one. Or I'd walk by her and then I do it. Or like even worse, like you get close enough but you just pussy out in the moment. That shit is horrible, you know. You know. But that was really the moment for me. Because I knew like I'm not doing anything malicious. I'm not doing anything with ill will intent. I'm not even really approaching them to get something out of them. You know what I mean? Like I'm approaching the woman to really see if this is the woman for me. You know? Like, can I see it twofold, guys. Can I think of it like this. Of course, we want a woman, and it's normal. It's not like a wicked desire. Like we want a woman, let's be candid. We want sex, we want love, we want respect, we want someone to serve us and help us, because that's what the woman is placed on earth for. If you haven't figured that out, you got a lot of figuring out to do. But that's what the woman is for. They're called women because they come from men. It's not the other way around, right? So that's number one. Number two is like, I know that the type of man that I am, I can improve this woman's life by being in it. Not change her. I want to make that very clear. I don't mean change her, but I know I can make her a better version of herself, because the man that I am makes the people around him better. And I put people around me who are going to make me better. So now I'm opening the door to see, can this woman make me a better man? And when I started thinking like that, is when my approach anxiety started to go down. Because now I started to really believe the man that I say I am when I approach. It made approaching so much more easier. Besides, like, let me just get pussy. It's not worth it. It's not worth it enough. You know what I mean? Like that's honestly what we're saying when we're too afraid to approach. The pussy's not worth it. It's easier to go without pussy than it is to go with pussy. Straight up. That's what we're saying when we don't want to approach. So let's frame it. Let's make it more valuable. Maybe I'll meet the woman who could actually, who will make my life better. Because women do make our life better if they're good women. It's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. Another thing that really helped me out with approaching was normalizing the feeling of being nervous. Because I was trying to I would try to tell myself, oh, you're not supposed to be feeling like this. You're better than this. Apparently I'm not. Like I started treating it the same way you do a roller coaster. When you get on a fucking roller coaster for the first time, you're nervous as fuck and you don't like the feeling, the rush, the adrenaline and all that. But then you start to like it. You start to it feels fun, and that's the same way you have to look at approaching. It's the exact same way. It's something that is fun because it's really it really builds your self-respect as a man, because you're going after the women that you want. I couldn't tolerate not going after what I want anymore, because the way I am as a man, I go after what I want and I don't feel bad about it. I'm not gonna steal what another man has, but I go after what I fucking want. That's who the fuck I am. And I do that in every aspect of my life. If I want a business, I'm gonna become a fucking business owner. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go after that shit. I'm a motherfucking conqueror. That's the way I see myself. And that's the way every man has to see himself if he's on the road to greatness. Straight up. So it was I had to really question myself to really overcome approach anxiety. I had to really question, am I really the man I say I am if I can't go after the woman that I want? Because I'm a man who goes after what he wants. So either I'm a man who goes after what he wants or I'm not. And the intolerance of self-betrayal pushed me to get over approach anxiety. It was deeper than, oh, I just want a woman. Oh, I just want pussy. It became, nah, bro, like, if I say I want something, I'm gonna go fucking after it. And that applies with the woman too. That applies with my dating life. But a lot of y'all, honestly, the fears drag you down. You're not willing to change the man that you are right now to get the woman that you want. You're okay with being avoidant. That's why you have approach anxiety. You're okay with you're okay with not having a woman. You're okay with being the man who does not get women. The fear of being judged by them, you just care way too much about what they think. And when I faced that with inside myself and was honest with myself and told myself, yes, I do care about what they think, ironically, it made approaching easier because I let go, you know, and then I stopped giving a fuck about what they thought on the initial reaction. Because, like I said, I'm not faking it, I'm not pretending to be something I'm not. I'm doing it because that's who I am. I'll leave you guys with one more story. When I approach, I don't ever open up with a pickup line. And this is something one of my friends and I were talking about, because that dude is cold as fuck. He's P. Like he's P as fuck, you know? And I asked him the same thing. I was like, do you have any pickup lines or anything? He's like, no, I don't. I approach from making the line on the spot. And I was like, I do too. I don't have a predetermined line. If I need something to say, it'll just be like, I had to come up to you. That's it. That's it. Because what I'm basically telling the woman is like I couldn't miss this opportunity to come speak to you. She doesn't need to know like, oh, she's fine. Oh, she's cute. I'm expressing myself genuinely. And she knows it. Why else would I go up to her? She knows it. You know? So it's very simple, y'all. Like, first of all, normalize it. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to feel anxious. But it's not okay to betray yourself. It's not okay to reinforce to yourself that you're a man that does not take action. That's the real mistake you're making. Every time you don't do it, you're telling yourself, I'm not a man who goes after what I want. Sit with the uncomfortability long enough, the discomfort long enough, until you become a man who goes after the woman that they want.